To one and all. So I'm Alina, the co-manager of Campus France from Chennai. So I'm happy to be in this panel. So I will try my level best to answer all the questions to clear all your doubts.
Thank you, Alina. I request Matthew to have his opening remarks, please.
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be a guest today. We will present you our school in Paris. And as I always say, it's not about the best school in the world. It's about the right match. It's like a marriage, the right student from the right school. And as you will see, we have 4 schools in Paris, and I'm sure, I hope at least that you will find one of your taste, and that we will meet your expectation. And glad to answer every single question you may have.
Thank you, Matthew. I request Jade to have her opening remarks, please.
Hi everyone, welcome. So I'm closely working with Mathieu on the French schools of the Planeta Group, and we'll be here today to answer all of your questions and to
I think we lost Jad. I think she was meaning to say that she will guide you in the admission process. Is basically she's our expert, and she's the one that will guide you through the process. You're back again.
Okay, thank you. So I think she will join us soon. So okay, I request Charles to please have his opening remarks.
Hi, everybody. And Charles Alexis Mutimbo, how you said, I'm the master program leader in ESAT. If you know ESAT in the west of France, you know that we are working together since many years now. So I'm very glad to be here, and I will be very hard to answer all your different questions about how to join our school and how we can help students that come to school to integrate the French culture, and then after they become, we hope that we are doing that now, a specialist in cybersecurity or in development systems.
Thank you, Charles. I request Chetnesh to please have his opening remarks.
Thank you, Omni. Thank you, Joining Campus, for this opportunity. Thank you, panelists and all attendees. This webinar is mainly arranged to know about France, to know about business schools and engineering schools. I guess you will have a lot of takeaways from this webinar, and yes, we wish that once this webinar is over, you will have a lot of information about France. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you all panelists for your opening remarks, and let's start our today's session with the questions. And my first question is for Siddhi from Campus France. Okay, so Siddhi, my question is, like, are Campus France offices operational these days, and are interviews being conducted and NOCs are being issued?
Thank you for your question. So as we all know, these are testing times, and all of us are trying to help students. So our offices are very much operational. We are currently working from home. And when it comes to interviews, we are conducting interviews online on Skype, Zoom, or any other app. And when it comes to engagement, to be very honest with you, because of the lockdown, it has actually increased. So every week, Campus France is organizing at least 2 webinars on our Facebook page. And we also have one Q&A round on our Instagram page, where we also invite an alumni and we talk to them. We answer all your questions. So yes, we are still very much reachable through email, phone, WhatsApp, or even our social media. And all the social distancing norms and hygiene and sanitation.
Okay, so which means like a student will have to come in person at Campus France offices, and then they will get the NOCs and everything.
Ideally, yes, this is what we are planning as of now. Yeah, but things are changing every single day given the situation. So it is a bit difficult to answer this question now, but yeah, this is what we are trying to follow.
Yeah, and do you have some news like, when VFS are going to start and exactly?
Unfortunately, no. We are all waiting. We are eager to, meet students and send them, help them with their visa applications. But there is only so much we can do, and unless we receive some kind of official email, we can't really do that. And we are hoping to get a clear picture by the end of this month.
Okay. Thank you so much, Siddiq. My next question is for Alina, and the question is,
Yes.
yeah. So, question is, are there any new guidelines to be followed by students related to campus runs and VFS process, keeping in mind the current situation?
Yeah, so talking about that, as my colleague Shiki has already said that, given the current situation, we are conducting interviews online, and it is mostly through Skype or via Zoom. And the only thing is that with the NOC, it will be issued to you all only when the VFS is, only when our offices are open. So apart from that, we are being in constant touch with the students via via Facebook, through our webinars, and through our Instagram page, via Q&A session. And once we open up, we are following some guidelines. Like if we open up, following up some guidelines like distancing, and number of students who will be entering our premises, and we will also look into the hygiene part as well, hygiene and sanitation part as well.
Okay. Thank you, Alina. So, my next question is for Matthew, and the question is like, how many schools are part of the Planeta group in France, and can you please explain how unique is each school based on the programs offered by each school?
All right, great. Thank you for asking. First of all, just to also talk about, as you asked before, Campus France, I think the position of France regarding international mobility and Indian students is really strong. I mean, the Ministry of Education, along with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Interior Affairs, has sent an official community saying that students will always be welcome, we will get fast track in the visa process and so on. And it's a clear intention that to all of you guys, that we count on you pretty soon as obviously the situation will get better, to join us. So sorry for that. Just to answer now your question, in France we have 4 schools. Actually, we do have 5, but one is for national people, but we have 4 schools. First one would be SLSK. SLSK is a school which is quite well known in the finance sector, in the trading sector. Our director of program, Georges Castel, is a big name in the finance and trading industry in France, really well known, and is our director of program also. So which makes us really strong in the finance and trading program, right? Then we have EDC. EDC is part of Conférences et Grandes Écoles. It's the top business school of France. It was number 6 in the one in innovation and entrepreneurship. We offer a bachelor program, master program, master of science, international MBA. And I would say one of the unique points of this EDC school would be the entrepreneurship and innovation. Because this is definitely what we've been focusing the past 20 years. Even though we have 70 years of experience, the past 20 years we dedicated to entrepreneurs, innovation, and this is definitely one good point for the school. And then we'll have 2 specialized school, right, which is Sub de Luxe. So Sub de Luxe is a unique school based in Paris, in the heart of Paris, which is entirely focused, management school entirely focused in the luxury sector. It was created by and for Cartier in 1991, and it has been ranked number 1 business school in the luxury sector for 10 years in a row. It's really unique. We have the best network in the luxury industry, and it's definitely the best school in the world, not in France, not in Europe, but in the world, to study luxury. And last but not least, we have another specialized management school, which is sports management school. The name is quite straightforward. It's about management in the sports industry. And we offer international MBA programs, which is entirely focused in the sports industry, all its aspects, media part, the sponsoring part, the event. And as you know, France will be organizing pretty soon in 2024 the Olympic Games, which makes it quite strong, because if you study sports and management, you will definitely find a huge amount of internships or job positions, because organizing Olympic Games in a city always created a big dynamic, right?
Thank you, Matthew. My next question is for Jill, and the question is like, being a member of CG and having quality accreditation, can you please explain how it adds value to the degree offered by EDC Paris Business School?
Sure. Thanks, Avani, for this great question. Well, being part of such a big group definitely helps us when it comes to internships and growth opportunities. We share our network and we build a strong environment where students can find alternatives. For example, with the help of Suc de Luxe Network, as Mathieu told you, we are able to offer managerial positions in luxury houses for EDC and for SLSCA Business School. And we do love to create this synergy between all of our schools. And last year, we had more than 3,000 different offers posted on our website, which is actually more than the total amount of students that we have within all of our schools. And when it comes to employment rates, all of our schools scores above 90% of permanent position found within the 2 months after the graduation. And you asked me also about salary, but salary, very much depends on the field chosen by the students. But on the average, a young EDC alumni will earn 43K annually. And for SLSCA, which is focusing on the financial sectors, we ranked in the top 10 of European schools with graduates earning more than 100K per year. And because some of our schools, have more than 70 years experience in the educational system, we can really rely on a strong, powerful alumni network for jobs opportunities. And plus, as a bonus, you were speaking about international opportunities. Our alumni network is present in more than 100 countries. So we do cover a large part of the world. And so, for example, if a student wants to work, let's say, I don't know, in Singapore, there's a big chance that we'll be present and we'll be able to help him or her to settle. So I think I pretty much covered the full question.
So do you have companies coming to your campuses, or how exactly you as a student for the internships?
So basically, we do have a career center department. We have 5 or 6 different people working in here, and we do help the students to build their resume, to work on their cover letters, and to prepare themselves for internships. So we do help them during the whole process, but of course, at the end of the day, the students will be the only one doing the interview. But we can at least guarantee, 2 or 3 interviews per students.
If I can intervene, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's definitely something that we really focus, the return of investment and the employability. It's definitely what we are based for and created for, because tuition fees are not a cost, they are an investment. You invest in your future, in your career, and that's why you need to see, as all investments, how fast you will refund it, so the return of investment, and in which sector, what kind of salary. And basically based on that, we focus a lot and give a lot of energy, invest a lot also in our career department to guide our students from day one until not only the graduation, but the first day in their career. So we create with them the career path, all the curriculum, motivation letter, interview, all the soft skills that they need. And obviously we do all the company meeting, company visits, online, international job fairs, internship fairs. And we have more than 200 events in all our schools all together. And it's also because we are a big group, as we said before, we have business school in Spain, in Italy, in Colombia, in Morocco, in Egypt, in several parts of the world that help us having a really strong company agreement with Coca-Cola, Unilever, bank, car industry in all the sectors. And we have those premium partners that offers us not only business case, but position only for our students. And this is definitely what we love to do.
Okay, thank you. So my next question is for Charles, and the question is like, as a representative of ESIP school, can you please share with us the measures taken by your school to welcome international students in September 2020?
Yeah, yes, thank you. And as is already said by someone else before, the French government is making a lot of effort and taking a very clear position about welcoming international students, and we are very aligned on that. We start very difficultly the last intake that we make in March, because the student that we should have received at this time, some of them will be reached at France before the beginning of the courses, and we made some online courses with students in France, some of them in their flat, and some of them were in India, and it was very, very strong for us making this kind of learning during this very difficult time. And we are working now to receive all of them in our campus, and we really hope that they are going to come and we will welcome them on our campus. Even when there is nothing special for them that is not for the other students. We are making the same for them. That we are respecting all the different conditions of that the government is giving, and we are pretty sure we think that if things are going so as well as we are figuring it out, we will welcome them in our campus in September in the same condition as others. But we do take some special action for them, because we know that they are coming from so far away. And as maybe you already noticed that we received very recently a Bienvenue France label. That means that, and to confirm that we are making a lot of effort for integrating them in French culture by helping them for all different daily stuff they need to do to become studying in their learning. So we have a dedicated team that is here for supporting and helping them for all different things like accommodations, everything about life insurance in France, opening account, and every single thing that you need to know to do daily that is not directly linked to their learning program. So we have an international dedicated team that is really relying on it and making it very specially, and we still working on it, and we really hope that we are going to receive a lot of them on September as well.
Thank you, Charles.
You're welcome.
So my next question is for Titnesh, and the question is, as you have visited most of the French schools frequently, can you please share some more information about schools, infrastructure, and cities?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Omni. I would start with the common things which you will find with most French schools. One of this thing is best education system. that whether you are in Paris or in any part of France, you will find this is very common that you get a good education from the school. You find a good infrastructure. I have visited almost, I can say, if I say private, almost 80 to 90% French schools. And what I found is professors are international. They have a big international team as well, who can assist students not only when they are in India, but when they are abroad they are in France, they get good support from them. I meet a lot of students in campus itself, so I found that student clubs are there and they have different activities. They have hundreds of activities. They are just not 5, 10 activities, but hundreds of activities. Uh, uh, then, of course, Paris and outer Paris, there are two areas, and I'm happy to see that there is one school from Paris and one school is from Angers. All right, so and I have been to both the cities, so I can just guide. And yes, both are lovely cities. They have their benefits. Like we all know that when you're in Paris, it's a multicultural place. And you don't expect a huge campus, all right, like you may find it in outer Paris, but campus is what we look for is a good infrastructure and a best education system. So these are the good things that you can get it. Of course, a campus is good as well. That I'm giving an example. It's EDC Paris and SLSCAR. They are in La Défense, one of my favorite area in France because it's a business hub of France as well. Tall buildings and everything you want, you get it there. But at the same time, it's a lively environment. At the same time, when I visit Angers frequently. ESEP, I met a lot of people from your school, Charles. So of course we never met, but I wish we can meet soon. All right. City is amazing, small but beautiful city. I found it a good environment for students to study as well. One thing I can say that if you are spending good time in Angers, you learn French very quickly, all right? Because sometimes people from Angers will help you to learn French. So that's one of the greatest things. So yes, this is for now, Avni.
Okay, thank you. So my next question is for Siddhi, and it's what is the visa situation for Campus France in India now, and what kind of support students can expect from Campus France?
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, the VFS and all visa services are still shut. And of course, when the time is right, they will open up, because as I think Mathieu mentioned, that France was one of the first countries who announced that they are ready to welcome international students. So as soon as our borders reopen, as soon as our flights start, VFS will start. When it comes to visas, of course, all the perks that for Indian students that were available in the past are still there. So, for example, the APS visa, which is the 2-year stay back visa, is still valid. In case Indian students have come back to India because of all the pandemic situation, they can still apply for a new student visa to move back to France. And yeah, so the APS visa is basically used to look for jobs. And it is true that currently not a lot of sectors are hiring, but this is not a permanent situation. So I would just like to tell the students not to be disheartened by it. And people will start recruiting again, because situation has already started improving in France. So the visa section is pretty much the same as it was before. There's only one change. If you do decide to go to France, if you do get a visa and then you go, there's a mandatory 14-day quarantine, which is it is self-isolation. It is not institutional quarantine, but this is what we have received till now. Yeah.
Okay. And like we just heard, there are some new rules regarding accommodation. So can you please update on
Yeah,
accommodation? Yes.
so for accommodation, earlier Indian students required at least 3 months of accommodation proof. But now the rules have changed, and anything between 8 to 10 days is fine. So this can be a proper apartment, or this can be any hotel, Airbnb, anything, as long as you have proper documentation that you have booked something for the initial 8 to 10 days, which will help you settle down in France while you look for a permanent solution. It works for your visa.
Okay, so which means like even booking.com and anything like
Yes.
hostel accommodation, anything works for.
Hostel, Airbnb, hotel,
Okay,
homestay, but you just need to have a proof. That's all.
okay, and
Siddhi, I have a question for you.
Mhm.
That we hope that in a week time or 10 days or 15 days, we will start soon. We will resume. You will be back to your office. But the question is, you will have hundreds of applications. At that time, how will you manage these applications?
So that is why we have taken the interviews online. So
Oh, okay.
ideally, if the interview lasts, let's say, for example, 30 minutes, it obviously depends on a student and his profile, but 30 minutes. Then the 15-minute, like the half part is done. The interview is done. The only remaining part is your document verification and the issuance of NOC. This has to happen in person, and it is true that we do receive a lot of applications, especially in big cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai. So that is why we will definitely have a set of guidelines to be followed by us, like the campus branch managers, as well as all the students. We will try to not touch anything. We will try to have something in between us and the students to avoid contact. So this is what we are planning to follow, but there's no official guideline as of now.
Thank you.
okay, and like, do you have any updates? Like, will there be any COVID test mandatory for students going?
As of now, no.
No.
No. As of now, no. That is like we haven't received any information on that. So yeah.
Okay, so there are no news regarding that. So there are no
No.
news regarding, okay. And anything regarding apostolization, because students, they have lots of inquiries for apostolization of documents also.
So the apostolation is a process done by the ministry, like the home ministry. For that, you need to make sure that all the information on your birth certificate matches exactly the information on your passport. The apostille birth certificate you will require if you decide to apply for CAF, which is the caisse d'allocation familiale. So you get 30 to 30% of your rent back. If you do wish to apply to this facility, then one, you need to get your birth certificate apostille, which is like a notary stamp on the back of your passport. Once that happens, you contact your nearest Alliance Française, you submit your birth certificate for translation. So yeah, what I can suggest for apostillation is there are different agents. You either contact these agents or you directly go on the MEA website, and you will see all the procedure is written, but it can be done only in your home state. For example, I was born in the state of Maharashtra, so this can be done only in Maharashtra for me.
Okay. Thank you, Siddhi. So my next question is for Alina, and it's like, how does France plan to overcome the barriers caused by COVID-19 in terms of increasing the number of international students?
Yeah, so as we already told you, France was one of the countries which is already welcoming to the international students. So it was way back in June, July. So in that case, France is trying to increase the number of compared to like last year itself. It was around 10,000, 10,000 plus students. So now, because of that mutual contract recognition of degree and all that, there are still students who have applied, and we are also trying our level best to push students to get higher studies in France. And due to COVID situation, obviously gave us a maximum to encourage them to go ahead and pursue their higher degree.
Okay. Thank you, Alina.
If I may add something here.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah, so in fact, till last year, if Institute Français en Inde at the Embassy of France in India offered around 500 scholarships, and this year, in fact, we have increased the number of scholarships. We have increased, different financial aids to Indian students. So even though there is a pandemic situation, we are trying our best to help students to increase the number of students, to increase mobility from India to France.
Okay, that's great news. Thank you. And yes, my next question is for Matthew, and the question is like, when we say France is one of the best education system in the world, so can you please let us know how Planeta Group School assists students to build a successful career?
Yes, so indeed, it has the best education in the world. Definitely, I'm truly convinced. I mean, I work in Spain, Italy, and other countries, but definitely France as a top. Conférence des Grandes Écoles is part of it, of this academic excellence. It shows a unique group of schools which definitely fight for the excellence, the academic excellence, and it's definitely one of the good points. To answer you, I think in Planeta schools, SLSK, EDC, Sudelux, and Sports Management School, I would focus on 5 aspects that will bring us to the academic excellence and excellence. The first, our school are international. We have a huge mix of nationalities, more than 120 nationalities. So you won't end up in an Indian school, in a Chinese school, in a South American school. You will have plenty of nationality. We will bring you an international network. It's definitely a huge plus for you as a student and as a future worker. Then, talking about being a future worker, future leader, the career department. I think we already talked about that, but we insist a lot on that. And we have really high placement rates, really high employability rates, nice salary raise after graduation, and we definitely focus on that. And this pushes us to be really strong in that aspect. No? The infrastructure is also the third point I would mention. As Planeta Group invest a lot in our schools to offer our students the best experience. So we invested last year in 2 new campuses, one in La Villette for SLSK. It's 5,000 square meters with high technology, a lot of natural light, nice spaces. Actually, it will be good because as we need to maintain social distancing, we have now a lot of space to do that, and definitely nice place for our students to study and share. And we will have also a new campus that will open pretty soon in La Défense, in the French district for EDC. And then another point, we run satisfaction questionnaire all year long to our students. This is really important for us because we want to force and push ourselves to excellence. And for that, we ask the opinion of a first person concerned, meaning our students. And this gives us also the guideline of what we need to strengthen or what we need to stop or better at some point. So this would be also another point. And at the end, also talking about our school, we don't have big school with 10,000 of students. We're talking about medium-sized school, which is really important for our way of seeing education because we want to do a tailor-made program almost to every student. We want to offer them a unique experience and guide them all year long, one by one, in all the aspects, on the career part, on the academic part, on the social part also. It's really important for our students to be part of the French society, the Paris society, no? And we try to make them participating at some point is NGO, sorry, or social events, and obviously with their other classmates. So this aspect to be a medium school is really important and can allow us to offer this really unique and personalized guidance during the whole program.
Thank you. So my next question is for Jane, and it's like, how is the situation in France right now post lockdown?
Well, everything is fine actually. It's pretty positive. We are now able to go out. We can go to the movie theater. We can go shopping. The schools are open. So there's life again. There's life again. So it's quite positive. So we are being careful as well. We're still wearing masks and everything, to take care of ourselves. But it's normal again.
Okay, so we just came to know like you people have started even going for vacations.
Yeah, it's summer in France, so we can go to the beaches and really, I know that some of the students already arrived in France. Some of the Indian students already arrived last week, so they're quite happy with it. It's summer weather, so it's sunny and it's really nice. So yeah, everything is back to normal for the moment.
So what message you would like to give to the students who would be arriving in fall 2020?
Please feel free to come. We are waiting for you. No, really, we are waiting for everyone. And we have the structures, to welcome them. And, the school has taken lots of measures to welcome the students for the next intake. So we have the masks, we have the sanitizers. We'll be dividing the class in two so that all of the students will have like at least 1 meters in between everyone. So yeah, we're taking lots of measures to welcome everyone.
So when you say like you have divided the classes into two, so will there be online classes or there will be blended classes? How exactly it will be?
We are going to do a hybrid version of classes. So we are going to divide the class in two, Group A and Group B. And Group A will have classes 1 week out of 2. So that's how we're going to do it. And once Group A will be in the class, Group B will follow the courses online through their Parisian apartment. And I think we're going to do this for the 2 first months of the semester. So at least October, November, and maybe December. So depending on the situation.
Okay, and one more question, like, suppose if students, if they are not able to make it on time, like maybe due to visa constraints or like that, so how exactly, like how much time extension you are going to grant them?
So we have a 2 weeks extension for EDC, Paris Business School, but students will be able to start there with the online courses if they didn't finish their visa process. So they will be able to join for the online courses first. And then as soon as they will get the visa, they will be able to come to Paris and join for the campus courses.
Okay. Thank you, Jay.
You're welcome.
So my next question is for Charles, and Charles, we would like you to explain something more about the programs. So can you please explain that?
Okay, yeah, thank you. As you know, we are engineering school, so we are talking more about technologies, but not only. We're also talking about the human beings, people that come into our schools. So, the main program that we provide for international students for us is a program on is a 2 years program that will be, let's say, divided in three main parts. The first one is talking about all about some different technologies, high cyber security. That is one of our famous specialization. And after that, we're talking about data management, and we talk about how to collect data and make business intelligence and AI as the second part. And the last part, it will be more about how to become a project manager, something like that, but with a cultural aspect. And we are leading them to being what we call the expert, but the human expert. So we have these three main part in our program, and we say it will be during 2 years. And one of our specialization as well we are doing in that program is mixing very clearly the skills on practical ways. So they have a lot of lectures with some people that are coming from industries, because all our is not only the teachers, these are also people coming from industries. And they have, during these 2 years, they have two periods for making internship. They have 2 months internship in the first year and 6 months internship in the last year. So that would be something that help them really to understand what the industry, what the business is really looking for, and how the technology can be used aligned for creating values for our different customers, clients. That really the way we are working with them. And despite the thing that as well, the cultural part is something that is absolutely great for them. They are making a lot of French language that they have, and they have more cultural excursion with that are included in the program. That they have a lot of different courses in the very good region we have. Well, we are not in Paris, but we have a lot of very famous parties as well in Angers, in the Sour area, and it's very nice city. Has and he said that we have, and now I think that Angers is I think the best way, the best place for students living in France now. So we are very proud of that, because we have a lot of really good accommodation. We have a lot of facilities for them in Angers, in Soria. We have a lot of spaces as well. We have a very green campus with a lot of things that they can brave very seriously. They can have so many different more activities. There is also many international students in Angers, and we are still, maybe we are let's say in major city. We have a lot of students in Angers, and they don't feel alone when they come in our side. So we think that they have different possibilities and opportunities, but when they come to engineering school in Angers.
Thank you, Charles. So, yeah. Jade, do we have any news for alumni joining us?
I'm going to call him.
Okay. So, we will wait for 1 or 2 minutes, and if not, then we will quickly wrap up with the closing remarks.
After question answer?
Yes, after question answers, yes.
But you can ask,
Yes, so yes, we can have question answers from the attendees, and we were live on Facebook, and I'm very happy to share, like we were having more than 400 viewers till now on Facebook, and we also are having questions from Facebook viewers. So soon we will be having questions from them. I will be taking 1 or 2 questions from our Facebook viewers. But yes, of course, I would request our attendees to please ask their questions. I am opening up the floor for question and answer session, and all the panelists will be more than happy to answer your questions. So if you have any questions, please type your questions in the chat box, and we will be happy to answer all your questions. I think we already have one question for Matthew, and it was like, what is the average cost for UG and PG courses?
Can you repeat that, please? I didn't get the...
Yeah, so the question is like, what is the average tuition fees for UG and PG courses? Like undergraduate and postgraduate courses.
So regarding undergraduate, we have an average tuition fee of 7,000 euro in case of the BBA per year. And in case of the Programme Grande École, it's rising to 9,000 euros. Okay. And then for postgraduates, I mean, we have different schools, different programs. It goes from 11,000 to 20,000 per year. But normal standard international MBA, for instance, cost around 12,000 euros. Okay.
Yeah, and can you please also discuss about the scholarships? Like we do have, definite scholarships, so discounts probably.
Exactly. So we have first one scholarship based on the time and enrollment. So the earlier the better, and that goes up to 25%. And then we offer a full when you pay full tuition at once, you'll have an additional discount in this case, not a scholarship, that can help you lower a bit the full tuition fees. Okay, but basically the earlier the better. As we all talk already, I think things are really softening up and opening again, and definitely it's now time to think about your future and not wait too long, because obviously we have limited amount of seats in our classroom, and it's even more limited right now due to the situation, as we cannot accept as much as students we were accepting before. So if you're convinced about your project, your next 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years, don't think it twice, and start and send your applications before it's too late and the place will get full.
Okay, thank you. So we have now question for Siddhi, and the question is like, should all the certificate be apostille, including birth certificate, and should all the documents be translated?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, you will need to apostille your birth certificate if you wish to apply for CAF. Other documents not required unless your university has specifically instructed you to apostille and then translate them. Otherwise, not needed.
Okay. And we have one more question again coming up for you only. Like few of the colleges, they are starting from maybe first week or mid of September. So students, they are concerned like from when campus runs and VFS are opening up. So
Hopefully soon. We will definitely have a better idea by the end of this month. But let me assure you, once the VFS reopens, priority will be given to student visas. But do check with your universities the delay period that they are willing to offer, and if there's any hybrid possibility like Jad mentioned before.
I think it should have happened pretty soon, because we've seen that VFS for Italy already opened up 5 days ago, and for other countries also. So I should France should be the next pretty soon. We cannot issue a date, and obviously it should be an official communication from the Ministry and Campus France and VFS. But definitely, yeah, we are going in the right direction, which is quite a good news.
Yes.
so again for campus runs, we have a question like, do all master programs, like in regards to APS, do all master programs qualify for APS, or they needs to be RNCP certified?
So yes, RNCP certified is certification is a must, but for any queries regarding APS, it is best to verify with your school. Just check if your school and your program is eligible for the APS, and only they can, give you proper information.
Fine. Hardik, if you are having any question, I can see you have raised your hand. So can you please type a question in the chat box so that I can ask the question? Okay, I have a question coming up from FB and audience, like FB audience. Question is for Matthew, and the question is, what are the employment prospects after getting a French degree across the globe?
So I mean, right now it depends on the school, but we're having around 94 to 99% of placement rates after graduation. And actually, if we look, for example, EDC has a 100% placement rate in job position within the 2 months of the graduation, which is just amazing, meaning that none of our students stay without a job. But it can be going back to India, going to another country, in Gulf country, for instance, or staying in France. I mean, as we say, you will be taught to be an international worker, an international manager, director, and a lot of opportunity will be offered not only in Europe, but in the rest of the world. So basically, this is the average that we have. Obviously, to work in France, we won't lie to you, it's easier if you speak English, but also French. It always helps. So we highly recommend you during your stay to start learning the basics, same as Italy or every country actually. It's always easier now when you spoke also the local language. But as we are international country, we have plenty of students that doesn't speak and also get a job. But it's always a plus when it comes to start and find quickly a job. I'm not sure if I answer exactly the question. If yes, good. If not, please ask me to specify.
Okay, sure. So we have a question for Alina, and the question is like, are there any changes in funding requirements? Do we have Alina, or we have lost her?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. So no, there is any changes like only for living expense. If you're going to Paris, we ask the students to have 1 year living expense as 1,000 euros per month, and it should be the entire tuition fee. And if it is for any other region, we advise them to have at least 700 to 800 euros per month.
Okay, so it's the same. Like there are no changes for the funding part.
No change. No
Okay.
changes.
Okay. And Siddhi, like there is a question coming up for you. Like you said, there is a quarantine period of 14 days, and we discussed like now there is a accommodation of only 8 to 10 days. Okay, so there is a question like if there is a quarantine period of 14 days, and if a student needs to show accommodation of 8 to 10 days, so how it matches and how it works?
No, so if there's quarantine, you will definitely need to show 14 days accommodation proof. You stay there for 14 days, and then if you wish to move, you can move. If you're booking any hotel, you also need to specify that you're coming from so-and-so country, because like given the situation, cases are increasing every single day in India, and they need to be aware that you are coming from a containment zone.
Okay, so which means like we can say, so it will be 14 days hotel booking or 14 days booking
Any
from
booking, yes.
Yes. Okay. And it is confirmed, like 14 days quarantine is confirmed, right?
For now, yes.
Okay.
These are the rules for now, yes.
Okay, so again there is a question for you, Siddhi. Like some students are not done with their final exams in some cities and they don't have like, final documents. So what exactly they can upload in Campus Runs?
So for now, for Campus France, you don't need to upload your final exam mark sheet. We are accepting your bona fide certificate if you have it. Otherwise, a screenshot of an email that you will receive from your school in India stating that you are enrolled at so-and-so program and expected to graduate in 2020, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Alina, we have one more question for you, and it's like, are fixed deposits accepted and it should be in the name of the sponsors or even in the name of students can be done?
I think Shigi can answer that. Shigi knows that better.
Yeah, so thanks, Alina. Fixed deposits are accepted. If they are in name of your sponsors, then you just need to get an affidavit, a sponsorship affidavit. It can also be on your name, which is called self-sponsorship. So both work.
Okay, and how old it should be, like minimum 3 months or?
For FDs, there's no such rule, but you will definitely need to submit your bank account statement for 3 to 6 months.
Okay, okay. So, sorry, Jade, do we have any news from alumni or?
No, I'm really sorry. I didn't pick up the phone, so I sent him an email, and I'm still waiting.
Okay, that's fine. So I think like questions they are coming in, and but we are running out of time, so we will quickly wrap up the session with the closing remarks. Okay, and I will request all the panelists for their closing remarks. So I will request Siddhi to please have her closing remarks.
Thank you so much. It was a great session, and I hope I was able to help with all the queries. If there's anything else, if you need any help with your application procedures, do reach out to any of the Campus France managers, and we will be more than happy to help you. And once again, Avni and the entire Join in Campus team, thank you for organizing this. And I hope I will be able to participate in more such events. Thank you.
Thank you, Siddhi. I request Alina to please have her closing remarks.
So I would like to first of all, thank you for inviting me in to join, to be a part of this panel. So it was a pleasure for me to join in, and if we will be able to clarify any, please to reach out to us via email, and we are available from Monday to Friday. So we will, as much as we can, we clarify your doubts.
Thank you, Alina. I request Matthew to please have his closing remarks.
As the rest, I will thank you again. Thank you, Avani. Thank you, Shednesh. Thank you, all of them, for welcoming us and for this great session. Just to summarize, the world of employment is getting more competitive each and every day, especially in this situation. So one advice, invest in your future. Don't wait April, don't wait 2020, just do it now. It's time, because first you will arrive with a nice degree in the pocket, the best chance you will get to find a good job, raise your salary. So as I said, more competitivity means that you need to be on top of your game, and this goes along with nice studies. And so if you're ready, if you have all your documents, get in touch with your local agents. They will guide you through. You will have a chance to be talking to Jad and and finalizing the admission process in our school. So thank you again, and hopefully let's meet soon in our Paris campus.
Thank you, Matthew. I request Jade to have her closing remarks, please.
What should I say after these beautiful things that Matthew said? No, all of the good things have been done. So thank you so much for inviting us. It was really wonderful to be in touch with you, to answer all of your questions. If you do have more, please don't hesitate to go to your agent, and they'll be in touch with us. And we'll move forward for your process, and we'll do nice things together in 2020. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jade. I request Charles to please have his closing remarks.
Okay, yeah, thank you for inviting us to come to this conference, and thank you for that. If I can just say that we all know that we are making a lot of effort for welcoming all into our students have admission open, so you can tell them that we're still here waiting for them, and we making all it is possible for welcoming them in the very with a lot of security in terms of scientific places, and as well as also Matthew said, because they are investing in their future. And today, as you can see, we are using now some tools like Zoom. We have students that have to make it possible for all a business. So that reason will be welcome in our engineering school, and they will see that they can help the business to continue to grow. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I request Technish to please have his closing remarks.
Thank you, Omni. Thank you, Joining Campus team, for this wonderful webinar. Thank you, panelists and attendees. I have a message to attendees that 2020 September and 2021 is definitely a booming year for this education industry. You can expect huge number of students, students who could not fly last intake. Again, they would like to do that. At the same time, students who could not, who were hesitating now, within a month or two, they will be clear about the situation. So we are very optimistic for this for fall and 2021 as well, right? So you can say your students confidently choose France, and Joining Campus team is always ready to help you. We have great team from Campus France. 13 Campus France offices are there in India, which is one of the biggest in the world, right? And you can get your queries answered from them as well, schools as well. And yes, we are always there for you. Thank you.
Thank you. So yes, I would like to thank all the panelists for the wonderful session today, and we had a very great panel today. And of course, sorry attendees, like we could not answer all the questions because we were running out of time. But of course, like you have your partner relationship managers, so be in touch with them, and they will be more than happy to answer all your questions. So yes, be in touch with them. You can also be in touch with me, and I will be also happy to answer all your questions. So once again, thank you all the panelists for the wonderful session, for your time, and to answer all the questions today. And yes, so we wait for the students from you, and we welcome all the students for fall 2020. Of course, your students, they are very safe over there. As Jade said, like everything is back to normal. Even in India, like everything has started to be normal. So please feel safe, and please choose France. So once again, thank you all of you, and have a nice day. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Merci. Au revoir.
Au revoir.